I was never good at paying attention in class, but you know what? Neither was Albert Einstein, and now him and his brother are running one of the most successful bagel chains in this country.
Brace yourself, we've got 4,000 of the country's best stand-up comics on tonight's show. Or not, but you'll have to watch the whole episode and count them to find out. This is Laughs. Hi, welcome to Laughs. I'm your host, Taylor Tomlinson, and tonight I've got the best stand-up comics working on the circuit with me right now, so I know how funny they are. You're gonna love them. Here we go.
I didn't have to propose to my wife because I knocked her up, which is pretty sweet because, as we all know, proposing is giving up. If you don't think proposing is giving up, look at any sport where a man has to give up. He has to do the exact same physical action. Football, guy kicks off, receiver catches the ball, he's deep in the end zone, other teams all around him. There's no possibility he can move down the field whatsoever. If he even tries, he's going to be beaten into the ground. He has to give up. So what does he do? He drops down to one knee. In boxing, when a man is too tired to continue to fight for even his own life, it's the middle of the round, he wants to give up. What does he do? He drops down to one knee. And when a man has dated a woman for so long that he can no longer dress himself or speak on his own behalf, he comes to this realization. He says, you know what? It's time to give up. So what does he do? He drops down to one knee. He says, I love you. Here's your championship ring.
Read the other day that McDonald's was gonna stop feeding their chickens antibiotics, which really bummed me out because McDonald's chicken meat was my only access to antibiotics. You guys, this is a true story. I one time cured strep throat with 2 McChicken sandwiches. Okay? Like, I don't care what happens to Medicare or Obamacare, just don't touch the dollar menu, you know what I mean? I'm not on the Affordable Care Act, I'm on the extra value plan, it's different. I don't have health insurance, I don't have dental insurance. My current dental plan is just to chew on the left side of my mouth, that's it. The only cell phone service provider that I can afford right now is Cricket Wireless. A couple people laughed, oh boy. Anybody here know what Cricket Wireless is? Anybody here? Any low self-esteem drug dealers over here? Good, okay, good. For those of you that don't know what Cricket Wireless is, it is like the absolute worst phone service provider ever. Someone's nodding, they agree. Cricket Wireless is, for those of you, if you don't know what Cricket Wireless is, picture a Boost Mobile on fire. All of their advertising is in Spanish. I don't speak Spanish despite the way I look. I don't speak any Spanish. I grew up here in Southern California, and instead of taking Spanish, I took 4 years of French. Which means I grossly overestimated how well I was gonna do in life. I thought I was gonna need to learn how to order a coffee in Paris. It turns out I need to learn how to order prepaid minutes in South Central Los Angeles. Different language. Cricket Wireless is sketchy. Here's how sketchy Cricket Wireless is. Every time I pay my bill on time, I seem to earn Greyhound miles.
I went recently on vacation with the in-laws. Wouldn't advise that. It got so boring at one point, my sister-in-law and I were talking about what our favorite numbers were. If you're wondering, hers is 24. It's divisible by so much. So looking forward to Christmas.
I smoke pot, I don't smoke cigarettes, right? I could think I'd have sympathy for tobacco smokers, but I don't. I think they're the whiniest people on the planet. Everyone you talk to is like, wah, 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 I can't smoke in a restaurant. Like, dude, I still can't smoke in most of America. Like, you have to go outside. I have to fly to Colorado. I don't feel sorry for you guys, right? The other day, I was in my local smoking supply store purchasing a water pipe for tobacco use only. Yeah, you guys know because I really enjoy smoking my favorite tobacco from a plastic skull with flames on the side. At the store, in addition to pipes, they also sold smoking accessories, including, I am not making this up, marijuana-scented incense. Yeah, I think these people may be unaware of why we're using incense. Like, hell's the market for this? Ton of people out there like, yeah, I don't smoke. I just love to smell like probable cause. It's like, my dad smoked pot, man. He was a hippie, right? A lot of people think that makes him a bad parent, but I am here to tell you the pot smokers make some of the world's best parents. Like, at least from the kid's point of view. Like, oh, man, it was great for me growing up, man. I'd be like, Daddy, I want some ice cream. I'd be like, dude, me too. It's like you read my mind.
It's tough, man. It's tough out there. I just had jury duty, which is the most work I've had in weeks. And, it's, you know, the work. You got to work a little bit. I know sometimes we do great shows like this. Sometimes you don't, right? Sometimes you get heckled. I had this the other day. I was doing jokes, and this guy heckled me like this. You're better than this. That'll keep you up all night, folks. I'm like one parking ticket away from cashing out my 401. I'm not going to lie, okay? Do you ever have no food and no money, so you just go to bed? Don't laugh at that, actually. That's depressing. The money is an issue. I don't know. I'm trying to do things here. I don't know. Lower. I like talking to the cable company the other day. I'm talking to them on the phone. Like, what is it when you talk to these people? You got to give them all your information before they can treat you like a human being. You know what I'm talking about. I know, like, fraud and identity theft are huge. But if I'm leading the conversation with, I'd like to lower my cable bill, it's me. Is somebody trying to forge my identity to lower my cable bill? Cut the cord is the big movement. I don't know if you're doing cut the cord because we have streaming Netflix and HBO. People getting rid of cable because it's so expensive. They call it cut the cord. But that's not what cut the cord originally means. We know it as a medical procedure that separates you and your mom at childbirth, but it comes full circle because I steal Netflix from my mom.
As you can see, I'm black. So you probably think I'm gonna stand up here and talk about race the entire time. And you know what, listen, I'm kind of tired of talking about race. You know, I think people should be talking about two things, and that's good people and bad people, okay? And I think we all know that white people are bad and black people are good. Right? I'm just kidding. I didn't mean that. Some people didn't laugh. It's right. It's fine. It's okay.
Our Facebook followers are 60% funnier than non-followers, and I'm 100% lying to get you to like our Facebook page. No shame. Let's get back to the show.
I took a lot of horrible classes in college. Worst class I ever had to take was Mandarin Chinese. My friend convinced me. He was like, dude, you got to take Mandarin Chinese with me. I was like, dude, I didn't even pass English. Sat through 1 hour of Mandarin Chinese on my first day of college. The teacher was like, does anybody have any questions? I was like, yeah, how do you drop a class? Other horrible class I had to take was Philosophy 100. First day we're in there talking about questions that could never be answered. You know, everyone kind of had the same thing. It was all like, what is the meaning of life? Or what happens to you when you die? They got to me and I was like, where do English people's accents go when they sing? How come we went to the moon 50 years ago, but it still takes 2 weeks for an out-of-state check to clear? Yeah, they're like, Wyatt, if you can't take it seriously, you might want to drop this class. I was like, okay, I know how to do that now. Yeah. You know, wasn't an easy decision to drop out of school, but you know what? Stand-up comedy was my calling. It called me and was like, how does $9 grand a year sound?
When we come back, we've got a great female comic for you, or as I like to call them, a great comic. Laughs will be right back.
I challenge anyone to try to do this. Try to take your sick elderly grandparent to the bank without looking like you're trying to rob her. It can't be done. You're like, just sign right here, Grandma. It's totally fine. What do you mean, who am I? I'm your niece. You need all your money. It's legit.
Welcome back to Laughs. Here are more great comics doing their best stuff.
I got my 2 boys. My youngest, love him to death too, and he's in the back of the car. Not right now. He's he still sits in the back. He's got his booster seat. Have we gone enough summers to know you're not supposed to leave the kids in the car unattended? Right? Please, right? Because every summer we got to read all those articles about these parents who are like, I didn't know they were back there. I'm like, how do you not know that your kid is back there? And they always pull this, like, well, sometimes they get quiet. Sometimes the kids are quiet and I forget. Who are these mythical children that are so quiet that you forget? Look, it's just nonsense, right? Because it's like you've got to get to work at a certain time. That means you got to drop them off at daycare at a certain time. It means you got to leave the house at a certain time, fight the traffic to get there. That means you got to wake up at a certain time. They don't want to get up, but you got to fight them, right? You got to get them up. You got to get them breakfast. Oh, you don't want to eat that? How about this? Will you eat this, please? All right, Daddy's got to get to work. Can you please hurry? It's on the wrong plate. All right, right plate. Let's eat it and let's go. All right, you got to get them all dressed. You got the socks and the shoes. We got to get out to the car. Let's go. Daddy's in a rush. Please. He insists on walking himself to the cars. All right, buddy, pick up the blanket. Pick it up. Let's get in. And then you got to get him in there, right? And then you got the 5-point harness crap that's always twisted around. How did this happen? Yet you got to untwist and twist, and then you got to click. He's messing with you the whole time. All right, buddy, just stop. Then you got to listen to Frozen 18 damn times between point A and point B. You're going to tell me after all of that, you're going to forget the son of a bitch is back there. This
is how crazy love is. Love is the only thing in life where it's not enough to just love someone. It's not enough to just show someone that you love them. You always have to constantly tell them that you love them. Love you, have a good day. Mwah. Love you so much, I miss you, love you. Mwah. If you don't say you love them, you got problems. Why don't you ever say you love me? Because we live together and I just kind of thought that was implied. I'm sitting here watching episodes of The Bachelorette eating gluten-free pasta, you raging lunatic. How do you not know that I love you? You think I rolled like that when I was single? Really? Is that how you thought I got down? What are you up to? Oh, just watching The Bachelor. No raw quinoa. You know how I do it on Saturdays. It gets cray-cray up in here. You don't do anything else like that in life. It can be the simplest things. Hey, man, you want to go play some football? Yeah, I'll go play some football. Just as long as some point when we playing football, you stop and tell me that we playing football. That's a little weird, but I think I can do that. Hey, that was a great catch. Thanks. You know why that was a great catch? Because we playing football. Oh, my God. You know how much that mean to me that you just said that? I knew he was doing something because there was people clearly trying to tackle me, but until you said we was playing football, I wasn't really sure we was playing football. But now that I know we playing football, this is going to be the best football game ever. And you better believe that every time we play football, ain't going to be no more holding penalties. I'm going to always be open for your passes. Damn psychopaths.
Okay, I saved the best stuff for after this commercial break. Okay, I just realized I insulted pretty much everyone who's been on the show so far. So you better stick around to protect me. Laughs will be right back. Okay, it's back on, you guys. Just throw it. Okay. Welcome back. Let's get to it.
So did you guys hear the Earth is flat? Anyway, so the Earth is, there's a group of people right now online, they believe the Earth is flat. I was listening to a podcast with the head of the Flat Earth Society, and his big proof that the Earth was flat was, hey, well, how come if the Earth is rotating at 1,000 miles an hour, how come when I leave the surface of the Earth in an airplane, how am I able to catch that runway again if it's moving at 1,000 miles an hour? I'm like, well, because the Earth spins with its atmosphere, man. It's the same reason when you're driving in your car on the freeway and there's a bee in your car, you don't go, oh my God, an 80-mile-an-hour bee. How is it keeping 90, 95? How is it keeping up? This is the fastest bee in the world. This is the sea biscuit of bees right here. This is bee biscuit. This is crazy. It's the same reason when Randy Johnson throws a fastball, the second the ball leaves his hand, it doesn't rocket back into his chest at 901 miles an hour. Or if he's throwing with the spin of the earth, doesn't just throw a Super Saiyan Kamehameha that vaporizes the bat and turns the catcher into a wet cloud of big league chew. Similar physics, you guys.
I'm an only child. I got a weird sense of humor. Anybody else an only child in the audience? A couple people see how weird that is? They've never been acknowledged in their whole life. Oh, just me, finally. Yay. You know why? Because when you're an only child, all you sibling people make fun of us all the time. My whole life, oh, that explains it. Oh, you're one of those. Oh, you don't know how to share. Oh, I bet you're spoiled because you're an only child. Like, what? It's not my fault. My parents didn't want to have sex anymore. Sorry, right? You learn differently when you're only child, too. Like, I learned about sex differently because I'm only child. I didn't have anyone else to ask besides my parents. So we had sex ed class. They talked about the normal stuff, but they didn't bring up oral sex, right? Because you don't need to bring that up in school. That's extracurricular sexual activity. But I knew it existed, right? So I went home and I go, I gotta ask my mom, when was this invented? It must be new, you know? It must have been the 70s or something. It must have just started. Teacher doesn't even know about it yet. That's why it's not even in class. It must have been the weirdest day ever for my mom. I come home, my mom's like, how's school? And I was like, when did people start having oral sex? She's like, what? I was like, is it new? Like, when did people start having oral sex? My mom's like, I have no idea. And then my dad goes, I can tell you when they stopped. I didn't even get that joke until like last year. I was like, how does he know when they stopped? That's so weird.
Up next is my favorite comic from the road this week. Coming up, it's The Last Laugh. All right, we made it to the best part. It's The Last Laugh.
I'm trying to date. You know what it is like being single? I feel like it's 90% of the women dating like 2% of the men. So when women complain about men, it's not accurate because you're all dating the same 6 tall, good-looking guys. She's like, oh, men in this town, they're scared to commit. They don't even take you to dinner. They just booty call you, hook up with you, move on to the next chick. I'm like, no, that's just Brad and Chris. That's just Brad and Chris. They're tall, they're good-looking, they have options. Have sex with me. I'll take you to dinner, I'll cuddle, I'll move in tonight. Brad and Chris want to Netflix and chill. You have sex with me, I'll propose. I'm 36 and look like Gollum from Lord of the Rings. And my friend Kate doesn't believe my theory. She's like, Erik, it's not that the guys are tall and good looking. That's not why they get women. It's that they're confident and women love confidence. I'm like, they're confident because they're tall and good looking and they always have sex. That's what confidence is. You know you can do something because you've had past success. If you never get laid and think you're great with women, you're not confident, you're delusional. I suck at golf. I don't walk onto the course, start whacking balls into the woods, and the guy should be on the PGA Tour. No, I'm not confident with golf for the same reason I'm not confident with women. My balls are never near the hole.
That's our show. We'll see you again next week. Hey, Mike, you should subscribe. Are you like totally freaking out because I said your name right now? Subscribe and I'll tell you how I did it.